Hello, this is Reverend Denise Roberge from One Mind Spiritual Services in North Attleboro, Massachusetts. I was inspired today to come on and discuss some really important topics for this day, for this era of transformation, for this era of ascension, this era that many of us are in, where we're ascending into a higher version of ourselves. This is a very important topic for me. I have been ascending for a long time, and I'm sure many of you have as well, and it takes on many different forms at different times. So today, the topic is about vibrating out of the third dimension, vibrating out of 3D, vibrating out of the matrix. The matrix is the 3D structures, the 3D ways of doing things, the 3D sort of belief systems that are in the process of going through great change. And we're a part of that change. Everyone is, whether we're conscious of it or not. I happen to be someone that's been working on this for quite some time, so I'm very conscious of the shifting nature and the shifting feeling of vibrating at a higher, I don't want to say higher as opposed to lower, because that sounds hierarchical, but into a grander version of myself and connecting with higher energies and higher dimensions. And trying to live it in a grounded way and live it every day and live it while I walk on this planet. Some people feel that that's what happens when they die. Well, it doesn't happen. You don't have to wait until you die to experience moving in the direction of perfection. Are we ever going to get there as humans? Who can say for sure, but I don't see it in my lifetime. But I'm old. Could happen shortly after I croak. I don't know. But before I get into the meat of the matter, and this will be a probably 10-minute video, I don't expect to be on very long. I would like to say that I'm doing this particular video and many others, as well, soon to be many others. I've done a few on my Ko-fi platform, as well as YouTube and as well as on Facebook. So wherever you're watching this, there should be a link to my Ko-fi page. And the Ko-fi page explains who I am, what I'm about, what my mission is, and my goal for the Ko-fi platform. The goal for the Ko-fi platform is for me to build a community, first of all, and to find the like-minded souls that resonate to my vibration, resonate to whatever it is that I say or do, and feel some sort of like spiritual kinship with my message. I'd like to have where we will be doing, I say we because I'm going to need assistance with this and I'm not quite ready yet, but I will be doing live events here on YouTube and Ko-fi, where I'll be interviewing people. I'll be having interactive events where you can chat in, on the keyboard. You can type in questions or responses or whatever and be part of the actual live. So I'm still working on learning how to do all that. I'm a technological work in progress. So if you have it in your hearts, if you like this video, if you like my work, if you follow me anywhere, I invite you from my heart and with great gratitude to follow the Ko-fi link to make a donation. I'm asking for either a one-time donation or a monthly donation of $11 or as much as you care to donate. In order to upgrade all my technological equipment, get some new software, take some classes in learning how to do the things that I'm still yet to learn, and thus being able to produce higher quality content from higher quality technology. So I know I'm a little late to this technology game. I'm in my 60s, and this has not come naturally nor intuitively to me. This is something that I had to use my 3D and linear brain for and actually work through all kinds of seeming obstacles that I've overcome many of which I've overcome. Anyway, here we are. So the topic, vibrating out of the third dimension, vibrating out of this matrix that we're in, this third dimensional human created matrix, and into our higher nature. I'm inspired by many people. I have teachers, I study and all that. And on Facebook, I found a meme that Nikki Silva put up in the group Inner Peace Findings. I'm going to give her credit for this one. And it is called Vibrating Out of the Matrix. Now, this is a topic that I've spoken on before, and certainly a topic that is not a new one, and I didn't make it up. So I don't take credit for the information, but I'd like to share with you my experience of this. So what does vibrating mean? First of all, we're vibrational beings, and we're always vibrating something. And those of us who are sensitive, intuitive, tuned in to vibration, tuned into the energies of celestial or human or the departed loved one realm or the ascended master realms or whatever. Some of us are really tuned into other realms, and we have had the experience of being out of the third dimensional matrix for periods of time. For example, when I channel, some part of me is in another dimension, and maybe not all of me, but a part of me leaves that dimension. And I've done some channeled videos on here on YouTube and Ko-fi, and I do live channels and live readings on my Facebook page, my personal Facebook page. So I have had that experience in big ways of vibrating right out of the third dimension and experiencing life from a different focus, from a different perspective. So what does it feel like to move between dimensions? It feels like peace. It feels like a broader view. It's like your eyes become more wide open. It's comfortable, and things start to make sense. Things are clearer when the channel is open and our vibration goes to another level. Things seem a lot clearer and a lot more comfortable. For me anyway, this is how I experience it. However, before each new shift or each new change, I have periods of time where I find that I need to be alone a lot. Things that I was doing or used to do no longer feel comfortable. People that I used to hang out with, for example, for some reason, we don't resonate anymore, and we've kind of resonated away from each other, or whatever that word would be. We're no longer sort of magnetized, we're sort of demagnetized. And this is not a judgment of anyone, and it's certainly not a self-judgment. It just happens that people that we used to be best friends with or really intimate with sort of vanish for various reasons, sometimes out of conflict, but usually out of just like, I'm not feeling this anymore. I'm just not there, or the conversations are not satisfying anymore, or something like that. So what happens is I personally have experienced that feeling of going places and being with certain people and doing things that used to feel really good. And now I have no desire to do those things. I used to love to be in social settings such as clubs. Now, I'm not a drinker. I don't go there to drink. I haven't had a drink in, I don't know, 34 years, I think. I'm not sure. It's been a long time. I haven't been drunk or anything like that in a really long time. So that's not why I would go. I used to go sober and dance and dance and dance and dance and listen to the music. And music always raises my vibration if it's the right music. And I used to stay up all night sometimes after the dancing. I'd go to someone's house and we'd make breakfast, and I'd come home at 4 a.m. and, maybe sleep the whole day the next day, or be useless the whole day the next day. Oh, that does not feel good anymore. That does not that I wouldn't like to dance. I think there are certain venues where I could be comfortable dancing in certain situations. But doing it in some of the places that I used to go to, no, I wouldn't feel comfortable there anymore because of the energies around that place or within that place. No longer resonate or harmonize and feel tight, feel like I need to keep taking breaks. Excuse my little dog. He hears somebody outside. Darling dog, Cookie, shh, Cookie, Cookie. Oh, I apologize. I don't like to restrain him and lock him in a room. So once in a while this happens. I hope you don't mind. I'll just keep talking. Cookie, Cookie. Shh, it's okay, honey. Everything's okay. He's protecting me and letting me know that something's going on. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. Yeah. Anyway, back to business. So social structures are changing, thank God, but anything that is really hierarchical, patriarchal, feels excessively difficult for me. For example, going to a hospital. My sister is a nurse. I hear her stories and I'm like, oh, I just hearing about her stories make me think, why are you doing that? Don't do that anymore. It's because I couldn't do what she does. And God bless her. She's a nurse. God bless all nurses. I'm so glad you have the tenacity to hang in there. But being in hospitals, being told what to do by doctors. Sometimes doctors are very helpful. I have used doctors and appreciate them too. Totally appreciate them. But some doctors are like, this is what you're doing because I say so. No, I don't do anything because anybody says so. I do something when it resonates with my vibration. So I've had to let go of certain doctors. I've had to let go of other types of practitioners because what they're doing no longer fits me. So I have a very small group now of people that I feel comfortable with, feel really intimately comfortable with. So my whole social situation, medical situation, certainly, activities have all changed. And I spend a lot of time alone. And sometimes most of the time it feels really good. But sometimes it's like, I have so many friends that I do resonate with. Where are they? Well, the people that I resonate with are also people that want to spend a lot of time alone. So sometimes, I'm like, I'd like to go out to breakfast today and nobody's around or nobody's available or everyone's doing self-care. And that's a good thing. If someone says, oh, I can't because today I have to do self-care, I have to, I have to take care of my health, or I have to take a nap because I'm too exhausted, or whatever it might be, I need to be alone on the beach today. I mean, if people need to do what they need to do and I need to wait, that's really okay with me. But it happens more and more often now that because I hang around with high vibrational people for the most part, sometimes they're not available either, just like sometimes I'm not available. So it's different. It's different living from a higher perspective most of the time. I have a severe intolerance to listening to people argue for their limitations, to use a phrase of Abraham Hicks. So if someone wants to hash and rehash and rehash and try to convince me why they are so miserable and why they have every right to be so miserable, and refuse to take another step and refuse to move forward in any direction whatsoever, have decided to stay exactly where they are, there's only so much of that stuff that I can listen to before I go, do you want to hear some new ideas or are we done? And that's kind of how it is. If they don't want to hear anything new, if they're not asking me for help, I can't give it. I might make a little offer, and if they don't pick up on it, sometimes I have to leave because it feels crusty. The energy feels edgy and difficult to hear people that are really stuck and refusing to move, because I'm accustomed to hanging out with people who, when they get stuck, call me and go, how do I move? What's my next step? Do you have any ideas? Where should I go? What should I read? What should I practice? Is there some advice you can give me? And people then it's a conversation and it's a two-way street and people are asking each other for ideas and information. That's the best way to communicate for me. Having a two-way conversation, not listening to monologues. Monologues are real hard for me, real hard for me. But I can't control other people, so I can only control myself. It's really common when one is in a state of evolving to feel the need for more solitude. What can happen, and what has happened with me at times, is that solitude can become sort of addictive, just like depression used to become addictive for me. There were times when I could hide in my house because I was depressed. And, I've had some very serious depressions in my life. When I was really depressed and I really needed to be alone, I needed to be alone. I needed to completely slow down the central nervous system. I had to avoid anxiety producing situations. I had to, if I didn't have the energy to put out, I couldn't. I learned that I had to just stay home. I mean, I didn't have any energy to put out. At some point when I started to move out of a depression, I realized there was a part of me going, no, don't move out of the depression because this is really comfortable. This is a cocoon you're in. This is keeping you safe. You don't have to go out there and take any chances. You could just stay home and say, I can't go. I'm sorry, I'm too depressed. And I don't have depression anymore. Not that I don't have sadness, because I do. I have all a full range of human emotions, but I don't have a lot of sadness anymore. And I don't feel sorry for myself anymore. I don't allow myself to sit in stuck vibrations for very long. Certainly not more than, usually not more than an hour or two, certainly not more than a day, because I know better. I know when something like that comes on, I have work to do, and then I pop into my skills and start using them to get myself into a higher plane. So I'm looking at this because this post was very inspiring to me. So before we can move forward, where our manifestations are, where we find our joy, sometimes we just need to build up a certain amount of harmony and resonance with our inner being. And that does require inner work, and that does require some solitude, and it might require regular naps. It might require having a really strict schedule, which I do have pretty much most of the time. Get up at the same time every day, go to bed at the same time every day. Some people say I'm like that because I'm getting old. I don't think so. I think experience has taught me that I feel best that way. And my feeling good is the most important thing. And if anyone else gets bothered by that, I don't apologize, because we all have to do what we have to do to be aligned and feel good and give ourselves the best chance at happiness and joy that we can. So what makes me happy as a person moving out of the 3D matrix? And what makes me joy? What brings me joy? Well, a few things. Moving my body brings me joy, especially to music, but not only to music. Nature brings me joy. Being with certain like-minded people. For example, I have a best friend that lives in another state who I'm really intimate with, really close with. We go together out of the matrix. We go together through conversation or through non-conversation, through silence sometimes, just sitting. We both kind of travel and go into that wider, broader vision of what we want the world to look like, and we are creating the worlds that we want to live in, the world that we want to live in through our alignment. So it's really nice to hang out with people that I can do that with. It's very lovely, and not everyone has a person like that. I have a couple. I have 2 or 3, and I prefer to hang out with those people more than I care to hang out with almost anybody else. So that's what I do. And I say no to certain things when I can't. For example, yesterday, because my work brings me such joy, even if the client is having a difficult time, her difficult time or his difficult time does not make me joyous. It makes me, I'm concerned. However, if I can intervene with some ideas that help raise their vibration a little bit, it's helping them open their eyes. That brings me great joy. So if at the end of a session, I see that the person has moved from hopelessness to neutral, woo! And if I have someone who's at neutral and I help them move from neutral to happy, wow, wow, I love to watch people's vibration raise. That gives me a thrill, and it also gives them a thrill, and we're in resonance, and it's a wonderful thing. So work, I love my work. I just love my work. I'm a mentor, teacher. I do energy stuff. You can look me up on my bio or on my website if you want to know more about the work that I do. And you can certainly make a 20-minute free consultation call from my website, which will be in the link. You can reach me through the link to my website, as well as here on Ko-fi and Facebook or wherever you're seeing this. Okay, hang on a second. I want to look up my little note thing here. I don't want, there's one more point I want to make before I get off. And I need to remember what that is because I have it written down. Okay, where are you? Sorry, hang on a second. Where am I finding it? Because there was one more thing I had written down that was really important. So thank you for your patience. Like I said, I'm still getting accustomed to this stuff, the tech stuff. I want that. This. I want this. Okay, this is getting long and boring. I do really want to find my notes, though. I wrote them in my phone. Next time I'll have to write them on paper. Why can't I get there? So weird. Very weird. The phone is glitching. All right. Know that you are worthy of whatever it takes to make you feel happy. Know that vibrating out of the third dimension is sometimes it takes getting accustomed to. It sometimes takes learning new skills and trying out new things, and keep doing something new until you find what works for you. This is a very tight environment in terms of energy because people are trying to constrict, not trying to, people and systems and hierarchies and corporations and media try to pigeonhole people into saying, well, if you must believe this, or you must do that, or you must eat this, or you must eat that, or you mustn't eat this, you mustn't do that. I don't like being told what to do anymore. It really rubs me the wrong way. So if someone tries to do that or gives me this advice with the finger, I just say, no, that doesn't work. I can't do that. So learning how to listen to my own inner voice, learning how to be quiet enough, long enough to be able to even recognize the new thoughts and receive the guidance that is perfect for my changing vibration is the key to inner peace. So I'm going to try one more thing. Anyway. So know that it's all normal, however you feel. If things are changing for you, it's normal. If things don't feel the same in terms of relationships, in terms of activities, in terms of what you're comfortable doing, in terms of your social life, in terms of your friends, things are changing with your friends. It's all okay. It's all okay. It's all okay. Follow the inner promptings. You will be guided. Ask for help. Ask for help from your own inner wisdom or your own guidance system, whatever that might be, or from a trusted person, friend, professional, or whomever, because there's lots of us walking through these turbulent energies, and some of us have even found happiness and peace, which I have found most of the time. And when I'm not there, I know what to do to get back, which is why I help people learn how to do that. That's part of my mission, is to teach people how to navigate energies, how to navigate situations, and how to feel comfortable while you're walking through this ascension process from the third dimension to the fourth dimension to the fifth dimension. So if you want to know more about dimensions, I might do another whole video on that, or you can get in touch with me and I'd be happy to give a 15-20 minute free consultation call to see if you might want a session. And I thank you for listening, and I apologize for the blips and the dog barking and all that, but I guess that's just how it goes. So thank you. I send you love, I send you blessings, and I send you light. Have a wonderful day. Bye. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and donate if you're so inclined. Comment too, please.